Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online. This is gonna be a bit of an extra video because, well, here I find myself in Jita. Here I go trading again. And, well, I've got some interesting things that I do want to cover with you guys. Bit of an extra video, but now that I am actively trying to trade once every week, I do notice some interesting stuff, I think. So, first of all, let's start with a couple of interesting categories. Usually, if you follow EVE Talk or if you follow the market, of EVE Online, you know that of course inflation and super high Plex prices are dominating the market at the moment, and that a lot of stuff, especially like minerals for instance, feel like they're completely worthless. So let's take a look at our ICE products actually, and especially our isotopes. Here are the helium isotopes. Went to a bottom of 600 ISK, but look at that volume increase, and then median daily prices heading towards 655 and even reached 700 ISK on the day. So first little inkling here that isotopes might be turning things around. Next up we get the hydrogen isotopes. Here early March we have a bottom at less than 600 ISK, but look at a nice steady increase in price to more than 700 ISK, in fact almost 750 for the sellers of hydrogen isotopes. That is not bad. I personally do hope that this will continue because I have some isotope investments myself. Next up we've got the nitrogen isotopes a bit later as well. So again that below 600 bottom, but look at that comeback, breaking through that 600 ISK barrier. 627 for the sellers at this point. And then finally we also have oxygen isotopes that just recently in like the last 2 to 3 weeks dropped off to 700 ISK and is now on its way back up almost 800 for the sellers again. So this is a first category, the isotopes at the moment, where especially with what the hydrogen isotopes are doing, I'm seeing sort of a bit of a comeback and potentially good news for people that can time the market. For myself, let's take a quick look at that. I should have some isotopes here somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. Helium isotopes bought for 565. Seems pretty good. Hydrogen isotopes bought for 635. Currently selling for 745. So already potentially like almost a 15% profit or something like that, I think. And did I buy any of the other ones? No, that's the isotopes that I bought. So helium isotopes I bought for 565 and it's already up to 655 as well. Now I'm going to keep an eye on this and I'm going to hope that we can actually come back more towards like an 800 ISK range or something like that. But I think this is one good showcase for materials that it's not always down in price in EVE Online. There's definitely opportunities there as well if you're patient enough and if you try to time your buy orders as well. Now for something a bit more volatile, let's take a look at the Fullerenes. Here is the C28 chart. Look at that, 1 year high point at 11,000 ISK. Started the year at 7,500 ISK. That's a pretty nice increase over the course of a year, and even in the last let's call it 8 months or so, we went from 5,000 ISK at the bottom and now more than double the price. Now C32 is not doing that hot. This one is a little bit below its average, but you can see that in February it also had a nice peak at 30k, with starting the year at around 15k, another 100% increase there. Then we've got the C320, also a bit of pressure, but you can see that we just spent a nice time at a 1 year high point of 80,000 ISK per unit of C320, and we just now come back from that. But here is the more interesting chart. Look at the C50, starts at 4,000 ISK late March and is now selling for 9,500 ISK. That's more than double the price over the course of less than 2 months. That is an awesome trade here. You could have made a lot of ISK by keeping an eye on that market. Also, I think that you grab this stuff from wormhole space, so try to do some ninja gas mining. Well, it's the time to do so because a lot of these goods are going for pretty good prices. Here is the C540. Going for a little bit less than $1 million, but definitely trading well above average as well. We've got C60. If we get a little bit of volatility visibly on the chart, you can see that we're going for 3000 disc, again well above average. The C70 is also trading, well, let's see where the sellers are at, 4000 disc right now. That's actually pretty damn high on the chart, so I think we still need a little bit of a catch up to see for the C70, but again, really high price for something that, well, is produced in EVE Online itself. So this is not tied to Plex or anything like that. This is its own category that's actually doing really well. And here is obviously the big outlier, the big winner. C72 starts at less than 10,000 disc early April and is now selling for 21,000 disc, a single seller, and most are going for 28,000 disc, almost 3 times the price that it was like 1.5 months ago. That is a crazy good return on investment if you manage to spot that. And then finally, we also have the C84 that is currently selling at more than 5,000 disc as well, which is also definitely close to a 1-year high point. So these are, I think, 2 economic categories that I definitely want to share with you guys. First of all, the Fullerenes, lots of these guys are at 1-year high points. Crazy good time to try and hunt for some of these materials and try to bring them to the market. And then we have the isotopes in the ice products that do seem to finally show a little bit of a comeback, and that is good for my own personal investments. After that, I also want to give you guys a bit of an update. There is one of you viewers that said trading in Tech 2 ammo is a waste of time, and I'm gonna disagree with you on this one. And the reason is, if we look for my completed trades, look who's here. We have the Mjolnir Javelin torpedoes, bought for 910, sold for almost 1400 disc, 50% profit, not bad. Inferno Rage missiles, 72 buy order, 104 sell order. The Precision Cruise missiles, 210 buy order, 375. That's definitely a pretty damn good margin, and all of these have sold. But I also have to agree with you that I'm doing this in very, very small numbers. If you look at my next experiment, is for the Inferno Javelin heavy assault missiles. I'm just buying 20,000 of them at 50 ISK. If we go for, let's see if I can just do the market details here. Well, if I could buy them at 55 and sell them for 95, I'm gonna have a nice profit, but 20,000 units is definitely not a lot of ISK, and that is definitely the big drawback of trying to trade in these Tech 2 munitions, is that you have to keep it to very low volumes so that you don't spook the active traders. Oops, and I should definitely go like that to show you guys my buy order. But you have to try to keep it to very small volumes so that you don't spook those traders, and that you basically try to play on their laziness. They don't really care that much about like a couple million profit, you know, if they can get your one order out of there by spending a few million ISK so that they can keep their margins. Quite often they're gonna do that, and that has to be your trick, I think, your focus in trading in these Tech 2 missiles. You can have incredible returns, as you can see from my actually completed trades here, but you also have to be very careful to not make too big of a splash in the market all of a sudden, because then lots of people are going to start to compete with you. You're going to close that margin and your opportunity will be gone. So for big traders, professional traders in EVE Online, this is probably a waste of time. I do agree with that, but you guys probably know that my channel is mostly aimed at newer players, and if you only have a few 100 million ISK and you don't want to spend all of that on a single trade, something like that I think is very interesting. Invest 5 million and potentially get 7-8 million out of that, so 2-3 million profit. Well, for a new player, that can be very interesting, and that is actually why at the moment I am experimenting with that and continuing this, because despite the fact that I have a decent amount of ISK, I don't feel like risking a lot of that. I'm actually quite risk averse in my own personality. So this is a trade now that I'm trying to do with the Inferno Javelin heavy assault missiles. I can get close to an 80 to 90% profit margin on this trade if it does work out. And well, just to give you guys that perspective, all my previous trades have worked out. I managed to buy them and sell them at, well, 50% and up in margin. So definitely not bad at all. Anything else that I want to share with you guys? Well, we can take a quick look at my buy orders. I'm still trying to buy these fertilizers for 8,900 ISK. If you look at this chart, you can see that we went pretty damn low, and I grabbed a couple of it, but I think that the rest, very unlikely that we're still gonna catch it. Still, I think I have definitely bought quite nicely, because again, bought for 8,900, already selling for 9 to 10,000 ISK quite easily, so that should be some profit, although not for the whole 10,000 units that I've tried. Another one that I'm still trying to do as well, and a category that I wanted to cover in this video, are the rigs as well. So here, for instance, I am trying the medium bay loading accelerator, trying to buy for 7.5 million. Look at this chart, 10 to 20 million all of a sudden. If by chance I would be able to pick this up, then I think that I've got an easy 100% and more profit on this trade, because right now they are going for kind of crazy prices. Now you need to be fast, and here the exact same rule applies. I think don't spook the market by going big. If I try to do this with like 100 of these, well, obviously that's not gonna succeed. 3 rigs though, that might just be someone that's looking to buy a single ship, and perhaps someone that's actively trading in that is gonna say, you know what, if I want to stay at my 7.4 million margin as my buy price, I'm just gonna give him 3 of my rigs, get out of here, and then hopefully we can get back to trading where I like to have my maximum margin. That's my philosophy on this, and here also something that at the moment I'm trying to experiment with. It's stick to items with very large margins. Try to pick a couple of up, try to get that double your money, basically, hopefully in not too much time, and so far actually it's working out quite nicely. And as I've said, I wanted to cover a little bit more when it comes to the rigs, because last time, or was it 2 videos ago, we noticed that those did really well in the Tech 1 department. So it's actually modification rigs, and for instance the medium rigs, let's take a look at the chart for the Tech 1s. You can see that increase in price. Now unfortunately the good times might already be over. You can see that we went to like 1.8 million for these loading bay accelerators. They're already down to 1.6 million, and you can see the competition, the production start to come in to close that gap. Here are the bay thrusters, also flat on their 1.5 ceiling, definitely trading 50% above average, which is not bad. So production of these ought to give you a pretty good margin. But it's not gonna last too long anymore. Same here with these guys, stuck on 1.5. You can see we went up to 2.53 million, a bit too much volatility, but we're still trading at a nice premium. But be careful. Here we go, the qualification catalyst. I think that one is for damage, so definitely a more popular one. Increased missile damage, yep, trading for, instead of 1 to 1.25 million, for 1.75 million. And so you can see that jump up here, that interest in the Tech 1 rigs, at least in a lot of them. But you can also see the first warning signs here that those margins might not last. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys. The market in EVE Online is super interesting, and I am trying to make regular trade trips to Jita. Hopefully I can stay successful, and hopefully some of these tips might give newer players that wanna, you know, test out trading in EVE Online for the first time. Hopefully that might give them some good ideas as well. But for now, I feel actually like I've been quite successful. You can see that all I'm still trying to sell are my 4 hounds for 37 million. If I go for... I also finally found a bit of a system to keep up with what I'm doing without needing to make lots of out-of-game spreadsheets or anything like that. It's probably not gonna work out, but if it would trigger, then I'd be very lucky. 25.2 million for the buy order, 37 million for the sell order. And as I've said, in the last couple of weeks, actually, the Tech 2 ammo has been bought and sold at really good margins. And so these have been my trades. The Yokomi superconductors worked out quite nicely as well. Bought for 52k, sold for 64k, and I was actually with a decent amount of them as well. So that was a very nice trade that I managed to make there as well in the last couple of days. And now I'm really gonna finish it. That's gonna be this quick market update for you guys. I hope you guys have lots of success trading. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.